basically describing the secrets for building your very own super easy for you to earn extra income on the go by utilizing certain techniques that I'm using as I'm building my own TikTok shop, luxury pet store, and luxury talent agency. And I wanted to let you guys know what works, and feel free to use those techniques if you wanted to get ahead of the game quickly. So step number one, what really works is you picking a product and then uh, promoting that product in a way that is going to make you money. And of course, that means picking a product that's not over saturated, and of course, making sure that the product has the following characteristics: it's instant, it's not easily shoppable, and it doesn't have a huge defect ratio, and the product has to be very attractive, and it has to have bundled factors in it as well. So, in simple words, when you build a bundle, you want to include a couple of reasons for people to get that bundle and buy that your product over somebody else's product. And one of the best ways to do that is to use sourcing agents. Sourcing agents are the type of agents that exist in China that can prepackage everything in one spot and makes it easy for you to have like this differentiation factor for your product, so this way you can make more sales. Once you start operationalizing your sourcing agents into your brand, it's just going to be a gazillion times easier because your alternative is to go out there and try to kind of bundle the product yourselves and figuring out like how it works. There's just so many steps involved, so many iterations that it may be impractical for you to execute. So what you do, you use the sourcing agents to deliver the goods directly into your facility, into source agent's facility. That sourcing agent is in fact gonna like label everything and put all the shipments in one box and include all sorts of other differentiation factors that will make a difference for your bottom line when you start selling things on TikTok Shop, specifically your luxury pet products. So, sourcing agent is the secret, the number one secret that many gurus don't want you to know. Sourcing agent is the secret key for you to make money. If you don't use the sourcing agent, you will end up spending more time and more money on trying to differentiate the product when technically you won't be able to do that from far away, especially if you're in America and trying to build that TikTok shop in America and leveraging Chinese suppliers is going to be different. It's going to be completely different. So think about it. Think about a way for how to differentiate your product. Now, of course, there's many other ways to differentiate your product other than using sourcing agents. But sourcing agent is the number one secret ingredient that many gurus don't want you to know. This is what my talent agency is using. We're using a sourcing agent to build all the products in a single facility from all the other suppliers, Chinese suppliers. And no, we don't use sites like Alibaba or any of that like that, any of those sites like that. You get scammed on those sites so easily, guys, and you don't get the exact combination of multiple products in a nice bundle in a way that will pop out in front of your audience and makes them buy. So what we do instead, we use our own suppliers in combination with sourcing agents. So guys, keep something in mind. I know some of you are probably going through all sorts of struggles, trials, triumphs, and tribulations as you're building your TikTok shop dropshipping pet store. But ask yourself the following question: how much time are you spending on differentiating your product? The reason why you are struggling so hard is because of that initial workload that you're not introducing when it comes to differentiating your product. What I just described is one of many elements of differentiating your product using sourcing agent. But there's additional elements such as marketing. So you could differentiate yourself with marketing and innovative digital offers that you can include as incentives directly into your luxury pet product. Now, some of you will say, well, how do I do that? Well, ask yourself a question. When you're buying 1,000 pet products, let's say you're trying to promote a luxury pet brush, the first thing which you're going to do, you're going to be like, okay, I'm ready to buy 1,000 luxury pet brushes so this way I could make some profits. Okay, how do I do this? How do I sell that on TikTok Shop? And how do I make money with it? And how do I know that I'm going to succeed? Well, guys, it's like a big mathematical equation for you to that you need to solve in order to kind of be able to answer that. Let me go ahead and describe this mathematical equation in layman terms so this way you could quickly understand it and start building your TikTok Shop pet store and making money. And of course, it will take a little bit of flexing a muscle, guys, your brain muscle, real quick to understand this. But what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be quickly accelerating my speech, and I'm going to be describing all those variables very fast. So go ahead and squabble up. Let's go. So the first thing you got to do is you got to get a sourcing agent. The sourcing agent is going to be in China. That sourcing agent is going to be communicating with suppliers. The suppliers are going to be specific people who you're going to create relationships ahead of time that will have specific parts that are relevant for your particular bundle. So let's say we're talking about a TikTok Shop dropshipping operation that you're trying to build, and you obviously there's going to be certain things that suppliers need to do. They need to go ahead and get certain parts. They need to get a brush. They need to get a bunch of other little offer ups that you can include together with the brush to make it a very compelling case for anybody to go ahead and buy this brush. Then in combination, what you also need to do, you need to introduce digital offer incentives. Those incentives are going to be in the form of rebates, in combination of not just rebates, but certain QR codes that you're going to inject directly into the product itself, into a box. So when people buy the product, they're going to see they get to become your UGC creators, meaning you take those customers that you're going to be sending the product to, and you're going to operationalize them to become your UGC creators. You're going to create a digital offer incentives that will invite them to jump into your community in combination of getting access to your physical product. I'm going super fast. I'm going through multiple high cardinality heterogeneous complexities, not in a sequential way, guys. I'm going super fast. So keep up. So the first thing what I'm going to talk about, and by the way, guys, thank you for joining and allocating a little bit of your time. My name is Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, full stack cybersecurity engineer, and your ticket to freedom. I made close to $600,000 a year, and it wasn't even from TikTok Shop dropshipping. Anyway, guys, where were we? Let's continue. So the next thing which you're going to do, guys, you're going to squabble up with your sourcing agents. Your sourcing agents are going to be your bread and butter. They're the ones that are going to be ordering your supply from suppliers, different kind of parts, like for example, a brush plus some slicker or whatever it is that is super relevant for your bundle. Now, keep something in mind, when it comes to differentiating your product, you're also going to be focusing on building your bundle. If you go ahead and try to sell individually, you're going to have a greater chance of failure versus success. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly tie in the GMV Max Score algorithm to help you level up your game in TikTok Shop by increasing your GMV Max score. The GMV Max score is a score that is being pushed through TikTok. It rewards sellers who who have more products being sold, and your TikTok Shop affiliates are very familiar with that score. In fact, that's what they're looking for when it comes to promoting anybody's brands. Last thing you want is you don't want to be a one-trick pony who's promoting only one part of the product bundle and for other people to buy. A physical and a digital offer, all kind of a Shopify sales page, or it could be Amazon, or it could be eBay. What we do in a combination of all three, and we do them in a manner where we test as part of our ratings division. What we do, we research the probability of that product being sold even before we engage into purchasing any of those products, even before we give a green light to the suppliers and sourcing agents. Suppliers and sourcing agents are working cohesively with one another. And in the mix of it all, what we do, we use systems to track interactions between our suppliers and our agents and our customers. And of course, what else we do in order to increase the chances of people getting through and purchasing our luxury pet products, what we do, we increase the GMV Max score digitally by injecting the digital offers directly inside of the shipment box in not only shipment box that the person gets to see when they get the product, they get to scan the QR code, but we also operationalizing our UGC creators on a go using what's called Freedom Fusion automations. We have designed innovative automations to make it easy for your luxury pet UGC creators to create content. And instead of guessing for what kind of content they need to create, we inject their content directly into their iPhones. So what they have, those UGC creators, they have an extra iPhone, and they get a bunch of automations in the form of pop-ups popping up in front of them, and those automations are doing all sorts of shenanigans for them, like opening up teleprompter app to go ahead and say a viral marketing angle for your luxury pet product without them thinking about how to do that, but rather just getting that prompted guidance directly inside of the app. That prompted guidance is intermixed together with ASMR elements. Take a look at my previous workshops. I show you precisely what kind of automations we use in order to increase engagement. One of our automations that we use for TikTok Up is called Stirring Up the Pot. This automation is going to increase your GMV max score, guaranteed. Now, keep something in mind. GMV max score is a golden goose. If you really wanted to make more sales, you need to level up your GMV max score. If you don't level up your GMV max score, you're going to be suffering, struggling, and not being able to make any sales. And of course, if you do reach that, if you do get pushed by TikTok with that GMV max score, then congratulations, you've managed to penetrate through the skins of your ideal customer profile, and they're beginning to buy. In order for them to buy, you need to create a reasoning for them to buy. To create that reasoning, it will be very difficult in the beginning of your life cycle. It's going to be almost impossible, which is why you want to be using those rebate incentives and opportunities in order for them to participate in them. And this is also a reason why you want to be operationalizing your UGC creators in combination with your own internal UGC in-house content that you're going to be creating from your brand. As I promised you guys, it's not going to be easy for you to understand and keep up all of this information and execute all those steps. It's going to be like performing a surgery. But at the end of the day, what you get if you were to follow through all of those steps, and of course we describe them in a course if you guys are interested, we have a free course in our TikTok Shop Dropshipping 101 community for how to take everything that I just described and operationalize it into Freedom Fusion automations. And we already build those automations. We make them available, but you could also modify those automations for your particular brand interests, so this way you can make even more money. Our main goal is to get UGC creators to not really think when we work with them, and just provide them all the necessary key that they could just consume right away and start creating content for our luxury pet brands. So the best way to do that is to inject viral marketing angles directly into their iPhones. This is the tech stack that we're using to do so. We're using Pushcut, Shortcut, CapCut, Captions, and Freedom Fusion System CRM to inject automatically from our CRM. The whole process gets invoked where during the pre-launch cycle, we reach out to UGC creators. Those UGC creators are being contacted through our automations, and they get injected directly into our CRM. Inside of that CRM, they get all sorts of prescriptive recommendations and advice and personalized responses and notifications where they join our feudal kingdom to promote our luxury pet products. All of this is happening in parallel to other UGC creators that are promoting content on our TikTok shop, and all of those are related to our brand. So when UGC creators see our content, they're going to see something like this. Hey guys, we're launching a luxury pet brush product. You're going to absolutely love it. This luxury pet product makes it super easy for you to get ahead of the game. You can make some money, promote it. Would you like us to send you a sample? And of course, things like that, guys, are happening all automatically. This way you don't really have to think about, like, oh, what should I do with UGC creator? No, UGC creator gets hit with our content, and they have an extra iPhone that they carry. And inside of that iPhone, they get a bunch of automations dropped right away, and they just follow those automations. Our UGC creators make on average $10,000 to $20,000 per month. And of course, guys, what we use those Freedom Fusion automations to feed all the necessary key into their phones. So if you guys want those automations and want to use the same automations that we use for our UGC creators, scrub, scrubble up. As it goes for me, I'm going to get going. I'll see you next time, guys.